For this video, we're going to discuss about the representation of quadratic equation using graph. So, sa previous video natin is we have identified which of the equation and table of values are quadratic function or not quadratic function. So now we are going to proceed with the continuation of that lesson, which is the quadratic function using the graph. So let's proceed. So the graph of the quadratic function is called parabola. So this was discussed last video. And then the U-shape or the parabola is a U-shape that opens upward or downward. So pag sinabi natin upward, ay meron tayong maximum or minimum point. Upward or downward, we have minimum point and maximum point. So pag upward, we have the minimum point, and kapag ka downward naman, we have the maximum point. So, ano ba yung minimum and maximum point natin? So, it is a turning point which is called vertex. So, pag sinabi natin vertex, it is a intersection of the two lines in the parabola. So, yung intersection ng dalawang line. So, later on, we will show you what is the vertex. So, if the value of A is greater than 0, or it is a positive number, then the parabola opens upward. So, ito yung parabola natin, opens upward. And then, kung makikita nyo, it has an arrow. Ibig sabihin yan, extended. So, pwede yan lumagpas dyan. Ganyan. Extended. So, habang tumataas siya, tumataas yung value ng ating or the coordinates natin. Yung value niya tumataas. But, we have the minimum point. Ito yung minimum point natin or tinatawag nating vertex. Bakit siya minimum point? So, if you still remember the Cartesian plane that we have, the horizontal line is called X and the vertical line is called Y, Y-axis. So, sa Y-axis natin, kung makikita natin, no, sa upper natin, it is positive Y. And then sa baba natin is the negative Y. So, mas mababa yung nasa baba kaysa sa taas. So, therefore, ito yung minimum, pinakamababang value na meron tayo. So, wala nang pwedeng bumabang value bukod sa ating vertex kapag ang A natin is positive number. Next naman, if A is negative. So, pag negative, it opens downward. Pag downward, it is extended. So, pag extended, continuous yung line natin. Ibig sabihin, yung value natin laging pababa. Pababa yan ang pababa. So, kaya, we have the vertex which is a maximum point. Ibig sabihin, ito na yung pinakamataas na value ng coordinate na meron tayo. Ayan. So, hindi na pwede siyang magkaroon. For example, this is yung Y natin dito. This is positive 3. So, yung Y natin, yan na yung pinakamataas, positive 3. Hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng positive 4. Kasi pag nagkaroon tayo ng positive 4 sa Y, then, ito po ay hindi yun yung maximum point natin. Okay, so now, again, we have the vertex in the parabola and it is the maximum point and the minimum point. So, pag minimum point, positive yung A natin. Pag maximum point, it is negative. Yung A natin is negative number. Okay, so now, let's proceed. So, if the value of A is greater than 0 naman, or positive, ayan nga no, it opens upward and it has a minimum point. Basta pag ang A natin positive number, upward siya and then minimum point. Then kapag ka naman, ang A natin is negative number, the parabola opens downward and has a maximum point. So, now let's proceed in the steps in solving the quadratic function using graph. But of course, pag nag-graph tayo, hindi naman agad graphing. Of course, we need to consider yung mga bagay na dapat muna natin malaman bago tayo mag-graph. So that is, first one, the vertex. So we are going to solve the coordinate of the vertex, which is yung h natin and then k. So again, yung vertex natin, h and k. So paano natin malalaman yung h and k? So using the formula below, we can identify the vertex. So this is the h is equal to negative b over 2a. And then yung k natin is 4ac minus b squared over 4a. So if you notice the formula that we have, it consists of real numbers. Therefore, we need to identify talaga the real numbers a, b, and c in our quadratic function given. So of course, after finding the vertex, we need to find the number of solution. So if you still the lesson in finding the solution or number of solution of our equation, ito po yung tinatawag nating discriminant. So therefore, we will use the discriminant formula to identify how many solutions do we have in our equation. So the formula of the discriminant is 4b squared minus 4ac. So, gagamitin natin yan to identify if the equation has a 2 real solution, 1 real solution, or 2 complex but not real. Ayan. So, meron tayong tatlong formula na gagamitin. The h, the k, and the discriminant. So, next naman natin, number 2. After natin malaman yung vertex and number of solution, we need to create a table of values using the given quadratic function. And then we are going to solve the value of the ordered pair. Ayan. So, ang gagawin lang naman natin dito is yung table of values natin, kukumpletuhin lang natin by substituting the value of x doon sa ating equation. So, after natin ma-complete yung ating table of values, we will plot the ordered pairs and the vertex in the Cartesian plane. So, now let's proceed, no? Paano to gawin tong steps na to? So, for example, example 1. So, we have the function 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, if you notice, no, I didn't use the y, but instead I used f of x, which is also considered as y, a function. So, first step is to find the coordinate of the vertex or find the vertex. So, paano natin makukuha? Of course, we need the h and k. But of course, to solve this one, we need to identify the real numbers a, b, and c. So, first, identify natin yung real number a. So, yung a natin is the coefficient of quadratic term, which is 2. And then yung b natin, coefficient of the linear term, which is 4. And yung c natin is the constant, which is negative 1. Now, we have identified the real number a, b, and c. So, now we can easily substitute it to our formula sa h and k. Okay, let's start. Copy the sign b and then substitute the value of b. So, negative times positive 4. And then, 2 times yung a natin is also 2. Then, simplify. Negative times positive 4 is negative 4 over 2 times 2 is positive 4. Then, when we simplify, it is equal to negative 1. So, yung h natin, so pwede natin ilagay dito. The vertex is at, so the first one is negative 1. So, sa coordinate natin ng vertex, ito yung h and k. So, yung h natin laging nasa una. So, next naman natin is to find the value of k. So, we have the 4ac minus b squared over 4a. So, write natin yung 4, then multiply sa a, which is 2. Yung c natin is negative 1. Then, copy the sign minus. Then, saka tayo magsa-substitute ng b squared. So, parenthesis natin, b is positive 4, then squared. Then, solve first the exponent, no? Pero dito muna tayo sa denominator. So, yung 4 natin and then a is 2. So, solve the exponent first. So, 4 times 2 times negative 1 minus 4 squared is positive 16. So, positive 16. And the next, copy lang muna natin yung denominator na 4 times 2. Now, let's solve the parentheses. Eliminate the parentheses by solving it. So, 4 times 2 is positive 8. And then positive 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. And then, negative 16, negative times positive 16 is negative 16. And then, over natin sa 4 times 2, it is 8. So, next is to simplify. Negative 8 minus 16 is equal to negative 24. And then, copy the value of 8. And then, when we simplify, it is equal to negative 3. So, therefore, the k is negative 3. And the vertex that we have is negative 1 and negative 3. So, titignan natin if yung vertex natin, no, if it is really the vertex or the line or the intersection of the two lines. Okay. So, if we identify the real numbers A, B, and C, we can identify if the parabola opens upward or downward. So, yung A natin is positive 2. Therefore, the parabola opens upward. Upward siya dahil positive 2 yung A natin. Okay, next naman natin is to find the number of solution using the discriminant. So, yung discriminant natin, b squared minus 4ac. So, substitute the value of real numbers. So, yung b natin is 4 squared, then minus 4 times yung a natin na 2, and then yung c natin na negative 1. Then, simplify. 4 squared is 16 minus 4 times 2, and then times negative 1. So, pag sinimplify natin, 16. So, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And then, negative 8 times negative 1, it is equal to positive 8. And then, 16 plus 8 is equal to 24. So, the discriminant is positive. Therefore, we have the two real solution. Again, kapag positive ang discriminant natin, we have two real solution. Pag 0 naman ang ating discriminant, we have one real solution. And kapag negative naman ang ating discriminant, we have two complex solution, pero hindi siya real. Okay. So, sa ating equation ngayon, we have two real solution. So, we'll show you later on, nasan yung real solution na yun. Okay? Or yung value ng x na yun. Okay. Next, after the step 1, or the vertex, of course, we will proceed with our table of values. So, table of values. So, before that, let's write first the given that we got, no, dito sa ating step 3. So, ilalagay ko lang that the vertex, ayan. So, vertex is negative 1 and negative 3. And then, opens upward. And then after that, we have two real solution. Ayan. So, ngayon, we'll proceed with the step 2, which is the table of values. So, paano ba yung gagawin natin dito sa table of values? So, if you can see, the values of x are filled. So, meron na tayong value ng x. So, yung value kasi ng x, it depends. So, pwede yan mabago. But most commonly na ginagamit dyan is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then, yung iba naman, katulad dito, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Ayan. So, since meron tayong value ng x and wala tayong value ng y, we need to identify the value of y. So, paano natin masosolve yung value ng y? So, here, we are going to substitute the value of x in the quadratic function 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, sa original equation natin. O, diba? Ang nakalagay dun sa original equation natin is y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, pag sinubstitute natin yung value ng x dito, and then sinimplify natin yan, makukuha natin yung value ng y natin or the function. Okay, so let's proceed in solving. So, let me erase it first. Okay. So, first one, so since we have 5 values of x dahil 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we will solve it or substitute this 5 in our equation. So, the first one is negative 2. So, if x is equal to negative 2, then we will substitute it to the y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, y is equal to 2. So, yung x natin is negative 2, then squared, plus 4 times negative 2, then minus 1. And then y is equal to 2 times, so negative 2 squared is positive 4, then plus natin sa, simplify natin. So, pag sinimplify natin, positive 4 times negative 2, it is equal to negative 8. So, minus 8, then minus 1. Then, simplify again. 2 times 4 is positive 8, minus 8, minus 1. So, the answer is y is equal to, so 8 minus 8 is 0, then the remaining is negative 1. So, the value of y is negative 1 if x is negative 2. So, lagay natin dito yung value ng y, negative 1. Next natin, if x is equal to negative 1. So again, substitute it to y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So the value of x that we have is negative 1. So therefore, y is equal to 2 times negative 1 squared plus 4 times negative 1 minus 1. So simplify. Y is equal to 2 times, so negative 1 squared is positive 1, and then positive times negative 1, positive 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 minus 1. So simplify, y is equal to 2 times 1 is 2 minus 4 minus 1. So, 2 minus 4 is negative 2, minus 1, it is equal to negative 3. So, y is equal to negative 3. So, if x is negative 1. So, negative 3 yung sagot natin dito. Next naman natin is if x is equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, then y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. Substitute, y is equal to 2 times 0 squared plus 4 times 0 minus 1. So, y is equal to, so yung 0 squared natin is 0. So, 2 times 0 plus 4 times 0 minus 1. So, since we multiply it to 0, we can cancel it out dahil the answer is 0. So, the remaining is negative 1. So, y is equal to negative 1 if x is equal to 0. So, negative 1. Proceed tayo if x is equal to positive 1. If x is equal to 1, then y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, y is equal to 2 times positive 1 squared plus 4 times 1 minus 1. Simplify, y is equal to 2 times 1 because 1 squared is 1, and then plus 4 times 1 minus 1. Then simplify again. 2 times 1 is 2. Then positive 4 times 1 is positive 4 minus 1. And then the answer is positive 5. Y is equal to positive 5 if x is equal to positive 1. So, 5 yung sagot natin dito. And then the last one is positive 2. So, if x is equal to positive 2, then y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, y is equal to 2 times 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 1. So, y is equal to 2. So, 2 squared is 4. So, multiplied by 4. Then, plus 4 times 2 minus 1. Next natin is to simplify the parentheses. So, y is equal to 2 times 4 is 8. And then, 4 times 2 it is equal to positive 8. So, plus 8. Then, subtract by 1. So, 8 plus 8 is 16. Then, minus 1, it is equal to 15. So, y is equal to 15. So, therefore, y is equal to 15 if x is positive 2. So, how are we going to identify if this is a function? So, kung makikita natin, yung equation natin is considered as a function. Kasi kanina, merong f of x is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, it is a function. Paano kapag table of values lang? So, we are going to find the second differences. So, pag hinanap niyo yung second differences niya, so, let's try. Negative 1, negative 3, negative 1, positive 5, and positive 15. So, pag hinanap natin yung differences niya, negative 1 minus negative 3, it is positive 2. And then, negative 3 minus negative 1, it is negative 2. And then, negative 1 minus 5, it is negative 6. And then, positive 5 minus 15, it is equal to negative 10. O yung first differences niya, hindi siya pare-pareha. So, let's try the second differences. So, 2 minus negative 2 becomes positive 4. Bakit po siya positive 4? Dahil 2 minus negative 2, so nagiging positive 2. Kaya naging positive 4. So, same with this, negative 2 minus negative 6 is positive 4. And then 6 minus negative 10 is positive 4. So, if you can see the second differences are equal and the same, then it is considered as quadratic function. Okay, let's go. After completing the table of values, kompleto na siya. Meron na tayong x and y. So, we will going to plot the table of values that we have. So, yung x and y natin is the coordinate. So, this is the first coordinate, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, so, now, let's have here. And then, let's copy the table of values na meron tayo. So, x and y. So, let's have the table. So, let's say we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, positive 1, and then positive 2. And then, the value of y na nakuha natin is negative 1, negative 3, negative 1, positive 5, and positive 15. So, ang gagawin lang natin is to plot the table of values. No? So, the first coordinate that we have is negative 2 and negative 1. So, let's say that the horizontal and the vertical natin is this one. So, let me make a vertical and horizontal line. So, this one is the horizontal line. And then, this one is the vertical line. Or yung y-axis natin. So, let's say this one. Expect it na straight line yan, for example. So, this is the vertical line. So, we have the origin. Ito yung origin natin. So, ngayon, we have here the x and y. So, sa x and y natin ay meron tayong positive and negative. So, sa positive natin, we have this is a positive x, negative x. This is a positive y. Yung nasa taas natin, positive y. And then, yung nasa baba natin is negative y. Okay. So, now let's plot the ordered pair that we have, negative 2 and negative 1. So, yung x natin is negative 2. So, from the origin that we have, negative 2 natin yung x. So, pa-left siya. Negative 1, negative 2. And then, yung y natin is negative 1. So, kakount tayo ng negative 1. So, ng isa pababa dahil yung negative natin nasa baba. So, this is the negative 1. So, the coordinate negative 2 and negative 1 ay nandito. Next naman na coordinate na meron tayo. So, after this, ito naman yung coordinate natin. Negative 1 and negative 3. So, negative 1 na x, ito yung negative 1 natin. And then, yung ating negative 3 nasa baba. So, this one is the coordinate of negative 1 and negative 3. So, next tayo sa third coordinate natin or the ordered pair, which is yung ating 0 and negative 1. So, 0 and negative 1. So, 0 tayo. Yung x natin 0, therefore hindi ako mag-move. Then, yung y natin is negative 1. So, move ako ng pababa na isa dahil negative 1. So, this is negative 1. Next naman natin is the positive 1 to positive 1 and positive 5. So, yung positive 1 natin and positive 5. So, let's try to, let's be here in our origin. Yung x natin is positive 1. So, this is positive 1. And then, yung y natin positive 5. So, pataas tayo. So, this is, for example, positive 1, positive 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Ayan. Then this one is positive 1, positive 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. Yung below natin, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Then on the left side natin, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and so on. So now, na-plot na natin yung 0, negative 1. Let's proceed with 1 and positive 5. So, yung 1 natin ay eto. And then, positive 5 natin, eto. So, dito siya nag-intersect or the coordinate is 1 and 5. Next naman natin is the 2 and 15. So, yung x natin is 2. And then, yung ating y is 15. Nasaan yung 2 natin? Ito po yung 2 natin. And then, yung 15 natin ay andito. So, therefore, we are going to connect the dots. So, this one, ayan, pag kinonnect natin. So, let me use another color of pen. So, hindi siya kita. Another one. Let's try the green one. So, pag kinonnect natin yung ating nakuhang coordinate. So, for example, ayan. Ayan. So, pag kinonnect natin, if you remember the parabola, extended line siya. So, ibig sabihin, extended din to. So, pwede siyang maging kapantay ng isang line. Okay? So, the parabola that we have opens upward. Pa-upward siya, tama? So, tama itong opens upward natin. And then, next naman natin is the vertex. So, kung nakikita nyo dito, nag-meet yung ating two lines. Which is tama na ito ang vertex natin. Kasi ang vertex natin, -1 and -3. Where this coordinate is -1 and -3. So, tama din yung ating vertex. And then, next naman yung two-real solution. So, sa two-real solution, we cannot really identify what will be the value of x, but we can see that we have two real solution. If the line that we have in the parabola is cross the horizontal axis, horizontal line. So, kung makikita natin, this line, ayan, nag-cross siya sa x natin. Ibig sabihin, this one and also this one is the real solution that we have. Kasi nag-cross siya or nag-intersect siya sa value ng or sa ating x-axis. Okay. So, next is, so we have the vertex, the coordinate, and also the parabola opens upward, and the vertex has a minimum point. Ayan. So, now, we are done in plotting the ordered pairs. And also, we are done in graphing the quadratic function. So, ganun lang po ang gagawin natin. We need to consider the three steps. First, the vertex and the discriminant or the solution. Second, the table of values. And the third one is plotting the ordered pairs na nakuha natin sa table of values sa ating Cartesian plane. So, that's all. And thank you.